Well, it was only a few years ago that I became wise to the fact that VWs are named after winds or types of winds. Passat, Jetta, Sirocco. But now I really have to declare complete and utter blondness because I've just realized that Honda also has a theme. Music, jazz, ballade, prelude, and now this, the Brio, a musical term denoting a faster or livelier pace. Brio, it's quite a cute little word, short, sweet and to the point, kind of like Honda's latest entry to the South African market. Short? Well, yes, definitely. The Honda Brio measures just more than 3.6 meters in length, largely thanks to that rather abrupt rear. It's competing with the i10s, C1s and Igos of the world, so it's a look that buyers in this segment will be used to. I quite like it actually. Front three-quarter is definitely the best angle on it. It's not very Honda-like in terms of its design, but as far as cute compacts go, it seems to have it covered. Inside, the shortness impacts mainly on the rear space, making it good for little old ladies driving on their own, but not so good for students ferrying their mates, which is more the first-time buyer market that Honda is going for with the Brio. Up front though, there's plenty of room and a very spacious feeling in the cabin. That's thanks to Honda using quite a minimalist approach when it comes to instrumentation. You'll find just the basics in here, particularly when it comes to the buttons. So they've toned down on the space they've used for mechanical components, so there's lots more space for you and your passengers. Like here with the center console, it tapers in and disappears away into the storage bin, leaving more space for your needs. When it comes to the specs, they've been pretty generous. Brio comes with dual front airbags, power windows front and rear, electric mirrors, aircon, central locking, USB and aux inputs, steering mounted audio controls, ABS and EBD. Strangely, it is only available in this milky fabric, which is really not practical and rather a strange choice, but it does look really nice. The storage space is good, and although they have used those nasty hard plastics on the dash, there's a general feeling of quality inside. The boot, not really worth mentioning. And what about the engine? Is it sweet and does it live up to the Italian translation of the word brio, which is verve or vigor? Well, yes and no. Brio comes in just one engine derivative, a 1.2 iVTEC putting out 65 kilowatts and 109 newtons, pretty much in line with its competitors. But it is amazing how they all translate so very differently on the road. This is actually a pretty impressive power plant that drives around town with no problem at all, but it does struggle a little once you stretch its legs. Driving at the speed limit, you definitely need to change down a gear. Speaking of which, the Brio is one of only a few entry-levelers to come in auto as well. Can't tell you what that's like, but the 5-speed manual we have is a really nice slick gear change. On-road manners are very good for a junior, and as a city slicker it scores huge points for a turning circle of just 4.8 meters. Very impressive. The electric power steering, which is speed sensitive, is also a joy whether around town or on the highway. I am a little bit disappointed with the consumption. Our test model is showing 15.2, that's kilometers per litre. It's far too difficult to do the conversion myself, so I'll give you the claimed consumption figure, which is 5.6 litres per 100. That's pretty good for a standard car, but for a 1.2 city runaround in a tough, packed market, I expected more. But where you might not save what you'd expected on fuel, you will when you buy a Brio. It's impressive that you can now buy into Honda quality and durability for just 120,000 Rand. And that includes a 2-year, 30,000 kilometer service plan, obviously aimed at those one-lady drivers, and a 3-year warranty. So, to the point. Will the Brio have the Vivos, Figos and Koreans of the car park shivering in the corner? Well, I definitely prefer the drive of the i10 with its wonderfully sprightly engine. There's certainly more space in a Figo, and the Picanto walks it in the looks department. But the Brio is extremely well spec'd and has a quality feel behind the wheel that's often missing at this price. I'm also really impressed that Honda's managed to sneak it in under the 120,000 Rand mark, and it's introducing a whole new class of buyer to the Honda brand early on. So shivering and cowering in the corner, no. Sizing up the competition with one headlight and a raised fender? Certainly.